Welcome to Hideaway Range. Some of you looking at this already know this is a Lee-Enfield No. 4 Mark 1. So this is the British Lee-Enfield No. 4. The No. 4s are actually a bit heavier than the No. 3s. They have a heavier barrel. They were easier to manufacture and mass produce. This particular rifle, the serial number dates it somewhere, manufacture date in 1941, 1942. Interestingly enough, this rifle was made in the United States. Let's talk about it. No, we're not looking at a different rifle here. This British Lee-Enfield is marked US property. And you've probably already guessed this is one of the US British Lend-Lease rifles. This rifle was made by Savage Stevens Arms in the United States, and it was made for the British specifically, but it remained US property. So let's look at a few more of the proof marks here on this rifle. So you can see the serial number and B, which pegs it as a Savage manufacturer. Some of these were made in Canada, but in the United States, these were made in the Lend-Lease by Savage. They had the A, B, C, D codes on them, and this one is B. And you can just barely make it out here. It says made in USA. And it was made for the British military to use in World War II. So these started being produced for the Lend-Lease around 1941. So you can see here the safety. If you click that back, you can't pull the trigger, nothing happens. And then click it forward to fire. So this one has adjustable rear sights that you can move left to right. Got a peep sight design on the rear. The front is this typical Enfield front sight, dovetailed in there between these two guards. And the No. 4s can be distinguished from the older models, the No. 3s, and particularly the SMLE, the short magazine Lee-Enfield, the so-called Smellies, because they don't have the barrel that protrudes from the end of the furniture. And let's talk about, why do they put all this wood on here? Well, the idea was that it would protect the metal parts of the rifle, and that in heavy combat, when you're shooting a lot, it would protect the hands of the shooter from touching a hot barrel. So there were some reasons for doing that. It also made the barrel a little more heavy and made an effect on recoil, but also on accuracy. It was believed that having the heavier barrel would even out the weight of the rifle and make it more accurate to shoot. Let me get the sling out of the way. So you can see the detach here to release the magazine. And then you load it up, you get 10 rounds into it, and you stick it back in. Give it a good tap. Not too hard, just enough to make sure it seats and that you can't pull it back out. Other bolt actions of the time, the Mauser and the 1903 Springfield, all loaded from the top into internal magazines and use stripper clips. You can see this one, you could use a stripper clip if you wanted to. It's got the notch for it. And these fire from a bolt designed by James Paris Lee, which where it gets the Lee part of the Lee-Enfield name. It's got a detachable magazine here. Having a detachable magazine on a bolt action rifle that holds 10 rounds was pretty innovative in its design. So on top of the rear sight, it has a number 5 there that I'm not sure exactly what that is. That could be another symbol of just that parts, that just another maker's mark on that part. So you can see on this side you've got S No. 4 Mk1. So Mark 1 is how you can say that. And that S there indicates that it was made in the United States by Savage. And I'm not sure if you can see this little mark right here. Wasn't 100% sure what that was, but I believe that is from Savage when they made it. This is like a maker's proof mark. On top of the receiver, you can see BMP. I believe that stands for British Nitro Proof, and you see the crown right over the top of it there. That is a British proof, just saying that this rifle was tested and it's proof marked by the British government. Here on this part, you can see it looks like a 2. It shoots the 303, sometimes called the 303 Enfield or 303 British. It's 7.7 by 56R, so it's rimmed ammunition. You can see around the barrel collar here, you got a number 5. Matches up with the 5 that's on the rear sight. And as we move along, another look at the front sight.
So on the barrel here, you can see 18.5 tons per square inch. This is the service pressure for this 303 cartridge. This could indicate that this was put into the civilian market and this was the commercial proof mark.
Look at the butt plate there. This is where the cleaning kit would go if it had one. It does not. It's also number 5 under the trigger guard plate. There's another number 5 on the stock. So we've got some matching parts here. The serial number on the bolt matches the serial number on the rifle. Stay tuned. We'll take her out to the rifle range and shoot it. Number 5. Lee-Enfield number 4, Mark 1, made by Savage. Even though it's over 80 years old, it shoots just fine. Thanks for watching Hideaway Range.